Hello, good morning everyone. What a wonderful morning we have here. Grey once again. Yes, I have odd language skills and I'm actually from Kemi, 700 up north from here, so I speak Finnish only in a funny way. So equal what language I use today. It's a pleasure to be on stage after such a nice introduction onto happy workforce, happy business. As a business lead, I couldn't be more happy to hear that. My topic and title is perhaps a bit proactive in a way that I have never worked in HR. Of course, I've been working close to HR, with HR partner. Human topics, they are always present. We are all humans. We all work in the same organization or at least in the same community to make the business wheels work. So for me, at the center, the business outcomes, the customer, depending on the business model, perhaps the user experience, those are top of the mind. But this wheel, how we are working together as an organization with our partners in the customer interface, how we use technology, how the technology is actually changing the way we work. It's changing how we perceive the experiences, what do we expect when we face the company at some touch point of these operations, or this consumerization of the whole app technology, how easy everything should be that is affecting, what do we expect? It's also same time working as an engine to change continuously this cycle of how we interact with people in a working environment, boosting by technology, using the technology as the foundation to enable us to work more intelligent way. My background is in technology. I've been working 20 years technology and business, and now perhaps business-based technology. And I have seen how much this work environment has changed. We already heard that 20 years ago it was about the systems and people just needed to adapt. And now it's happy to see that so many of our customer organizations, they put at least on their message the people first. But still, when we go deep enough to what is actually happening, many ways what is aimed to change is still directed towards technology or the ways of working. And the very fundamental on how the people can handle the constant change. How can we understand what is expected from us? Are we really driving towards the same goals? Do we understand the same customer, the needs, what that means to me, to my work, what is expected from my skills? That is many times still missing. And I'm wondering why. I don't have no answer, but this is my question. What if HR would take a more active role on capability planning? Because ultimately, the human angle is in all these capabilities that we need to realize the strategy. And when we think about what capabilities are needed, who's thinking that those things on the board level, it's many times that the human angle is not listened or understood, the message needs to be very clear, and in business terms, there needs to be metrics. There needs to be some evidence what the humans really mean when we talk about business goals and the bottom line. Next, there's a video about how we want people to understand this kind of symbiosis of people, ways of working, and technology. When I was myself participating in this 6-hour simulation game that actually has a software background, we play 3 rounds and we demonstrate on how the whole team, from business to software development, Scrum Masters, product owners, development, testing, the ones that deploy the thing to users to production, and then the service desk helping with the tickets and incidents that are coming in. How that team, first round, they are in their silos, and they are concentrating on their task, and they do their best. Of course, everybody wants to do their best. Then we have the discussion of what went well and what didn't go that well. And we find some new ways to work together. We find some new tools, technological capabilities to implement. And people start to understand how this machine works. Second round goes much better. What I also realized after this day, an experience, that I had been there 10 years earlier in a software development environment where we did this journey in 3-4 years' time. We constantly learned what to adapt new way. We had the business in the same floor with us. That was really a luxury those days. We had also like 100 people team in a let's say best days, and that all to work together seemed at some points very, very challenging and complex. But to have those touch points, dialogue, facilitation, continuous learning, continuous adaptation, that way we learned. But it was really cool to see that you're able to get that experience nowadays in one day. This is not about HR team, but this can be about HR team. This is valid to any team in an organization that might go to more traditional team experience in a way that when you are not connected to what the company is trying to achieve, why it exists, what is the purpose, what is the meaning for me, then it leads to the situation that you are not in strategy, you are not seen as important, you don't get budget. Because you don't get budget, you can't get the 2020 tools to standardize your work, to get rid of the manual work, to do more intelligent work. And that situation I wouldn't like to see any team experience anymore today. Why I talk about team experience and not employee experience is that for me the team has been for a while the unit that either gets things done or don't get things done. Of course, we have studies and examples from Silicon Valley, and they have studied this a lot. And they also understand what it means to the bottom line. And that I encourage you all who are experienced in HR and can use the data analytics, show to your business and board what it means when people can contribute to what business is driving towards. It has an impact. We are striving to get the team experience in the level that they have automated their standard processes. They can contribute to the collaboration structure the organization needs today. And everybody understands the linkage to strategy and has the drivers, understands own contribution towards those goals. So the question I want to raise to you is that what if HR takes the lead and the company level capability planning, including those needed technologies, the new ways of working in a whole company level, and the needed skills, competencies, and right behavior would be driven by HR. Somehow it's natural, as everybody needs to have the purpose, why the company exists, and the values connected to that. Those are in the very core of the HR competencies. There's also a human factor on this. When you try to represent all angles, business, technology, and the human, you tend to go in some of these areas. So even the business and technology have their good intentions, they still have their viewpoint from their best competence area. And if there is no one present to remind constantly in every level how to take the human factor into the consideration and how that affects what we are now discussing, deciding what we are aiming to do together, it is vague. It's not real. And we are not in the level that is really needed today. The hands, brain, and the team, those present to me, sort of not been never in HR, the HR journey. So first we needed a couple of hands to do the work. Then we needed people with the knowledge. Nowadays, the knowledge is everywhere. Everybody has the access to knowledge, internet, peers. It's overflow. Nowadays we need people who are able to combine the needed capabilities, work together, understand what is expected, are supported by the organization the way that they can do their work. For me, it would be logical that HR would take an active role and remind in every contact in the organization what it means to take the human viewpoint now into the consideration. So, I think every team needs to free time from their manual processes, and that is true to HR as well. I think everybody needs to be an example of the modern leadership. And this is a topic that has been spoken in many associations nowadays, that the leadership amount is equal, but perhaps the number who are presenting the leadership in organization, there are now more people. But it's different type of leadership needed. And HR has a role in this. What it means to lead people from the human perspective. What it means that the culture is same time hard and soft. Why we are working. We are all adults. We know what is needed, the company still to succeed. We need to constantly change. But the middle one, those capabilities, technology, how we work together, and how people, capabilities, skills, competencies, behaviors, the values, the purpose, meaningfulness, that role I see quite clearly in the field of HR. And I would like to see in next organization, when we start to discuss about the technology and the ways of working, I would like to see HR at the very first discussion. Thank you very much. We have launched here, and later today also my colleagues talking more about the HR automation.